I wanted to share a experience I had meditating last night before I went to sleep, and this was the first time I've ever entered a state like this. I've always been conscious that there are states similar to these that people enter, and there are very enlightening experiences that people have. I've been conscious of it, and I think I was too conscious of it at the time. But this time, or last night, was the first time I properly had a genuine and personal experience. So in my previous video, right, I was speaking about overcoming apathy. Apathy meaning like a lack of concern for something, or kind of like life is happening to me and I can't do anything about it. It's like the victim mentality. I overcame that and I came into acceptance and self-love, and I truly have never felt so, because I was practicing love, right? I was practicing loving others, and instead of like looking at things or doing things because of guilt of not doing what I'm supposed to be doing it out of love for myself, that I want to do as best as I can. So I've been practicing love, looking at other people with love, and then looking at myself with love, or my actions, let me say, with love. And then I came into apathy. Well, it's a long story, so you're gonna have to just watch the previous video. I fell into apathy, and then I was able to understand it afterwards. After the whole experience, I was able to understand why it happened and what I did that or I validated my feeling, let me say, my feeling experience. I validated it, and I just came into so much love and acceptance. And then soon after that, literally like 2 minutes after that, I started my meditation. And this meditation is a particular kind where I stop all physical movement, everything. The only thing that's really moving is my stomach when I'm breathing. And my eyes, like I'll kind of close and open my eyes whenever I feel I should, you know what I'm saying? And, just make it, sit upright, obviously, stop all movement. And I'd sit in the same exact spot every single time. Because the more energy you accumulate in that spot, the more positive energy or meditative energy you stack up in that area. It's like it will become a powerful point in the room. Because I from what I know, all the negative emotions you bury are stationed in the corners of your room or the house or whatever you are. So you have to pick a powerful point in your room where you meditate all the time or you pray all the time, like a prayer spot. So I sit down, I sit still, don't move at all. And then, well, in this particular case, I would mitigate all thought, because I'm trying to practice the art of concentration, let me say, for simplification. So I'd sit still, not moving, mitigating thought. I mean, it's not going to be easy, because you can only do this for moments at a time, but you just have to keep on consciously coming back to a blank slate of mind. And then this time I would also be aware of any feelings I had, feelings of judgment, feelings of disappointment, the feelings of desire, feelings of love, feelings of anger. and I would also attempt to mitigate them, to suppress them. And eventually, right, I got lost in meditation. I was very relaxed, and I do this for like 15 to 20 minutes. And I always set a timer because sometimes I'm not really sure when, because sometimes you can meditate and then you 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 feel like it's been bare long, but it's only been 5 minutes, or you feel like it's really short and you've been there for 20 minutes. Like you never know. So it's better to time yourself with this type of practice. And at some point, I got lost in the meditation. I couldn't. I think I completely silenced everything, right, and then love just resurfaced. I allowed love to resurface, and I let it stay. I let it stay, and I felt myself tearing up. Like I felt myself tearing. My eyes were closed, right, or like half open, like I don't know, like that, half open, and I could feel tears forming. And my first response to tears is usually to like literally inhibit the tears, like stop, inhibit all the emotions that will cause the tears, is to not cry. Like maybe because of all the trauma built up, all the trauma or the stigma maybe surrounding men and crying and things of that nature. But this time, because I've been practicing the art of letting go of emotions and just observing thoughts and keeping in mind that, I mean, thoughts and feelings, sorry. And then keeping in mind that thoughts and feelings are nothing, no, sorry. Feelings are nothing more than experiences. So I would, so I was thinking, like, let me just let go of this. Let me just acknowledge and surrender to this emotion. Just let it be, let it happen. And then choose to let go of it. So as love was coming up, just tears I mean, it wasn't a lot. I wasn't crying a lot. I was just crying. I just cried a little bit. It's like one tear. It's like one tear. And I truly felt so loved. I felt what I was feeling before I came into apathy. It was like times 10. Like I genuinely felt a love for myself. I just thought I loved myself so much. Like not in a arrogant type of way, but like in a accepting, like I accept what I am. Like I can't change what type of person I am. Well, change is the only permanent thing. But when I say I can't change who I am as a person, I mean in the sense that I'm me, right? And whatever happened, excuse me, whatever I experience, I should own it. Just own it. That I can't change anything that's happened so far to get to this point. Like I can't change all the stuff that's happened before that got me here, and I should accept them. And they're all a part of me, and I love it. I love it all. And then I noticed, right? Then I became conscious of my breathing for a brief moment, and then I just noticed that I was so relaxed that my jaw loosened up, like my mouth was just open, like because when I relax usually, right, my jaw's the only thing really that's like I'd say forced closed, ever so slightly anyway. But I was so relaxed that my jaw just opened, my tongue was pressed firmly at the roof of my mouth. It was just as if like I was nothing but particles spread across the room. even at some point, right, during this meditation, I became aware of the sound, you know, when it's silent and you hear that sound, that one high pitched ringing. I became aware of that sound and I focused so deeply on that sound. Focusing deeply on the sound, I became all the sound particles of that frequency in the room. And then I thought, let me attune, because at some point I lost that feeling of being the whole room. So I said, let me attune to the higher pitch. I felt myself raising higher and higher and higher until it was so high that I couldn't hear it. And I chose the one where I could hear it so I could focus better. And I chose the highest point just before it goes silent. It was so high pitched, and I just filled this room with my energy, filled the room with my love. And then my alarm just went off. It was, honestly, I'm not sure how you've interpreted the story I've told you, but honestly, it was one of the most liberating experiences I've ever had. Not just because of the fact I filled the room, but because like I finally released that trauma, even just that little bit of crying for a couple of seconds. It's like an unblock in my subconscious, because I know, and I'll make a video on this, I've said this in the previous video, that I will make a video on this, but the subconscious is affected by trauma and it holds on to trauma, right? And I'll make a video on this, on the subconscious, trauma, ego. I'll do it at some point. It won't be soon though. It won't be soon, but it will be at some point. Because I want to get it right. And I want to understand it very, 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 like, to the minute detail, you know what I'm saying? But that release of trauma, and then not only coming to a neutral standpoint of acceptance, but to where neutral standpoint, but to acceptance. I messed that up. But I just accepted myself. That was the first time I felt genuine self-love. And it's very easy to think that you do love yourself. But what you don't realize is that there's still underlying trauma that if you're faced with it, you're gonna turn tail on yourself. And what I mean by that is like you're given to the negative connotations that you're given to a negative connotation of yourself. Feeling negative about yourself or holding yourself in a negative context, it's like a chat shit about yourself, essentially. It's like a chat shit about yourself. Like, you need to truly love yourself to the point where even if someone's it's like when someone's talking crap about your best friend, you're not gonna just entertain it. You're gonna either defend them or just ignore. Nah, I can't ignore it. I can't. It's something has to counteract that, you know? Something has to counteract it. Practice being still. Practice meditation and practice prayer. The key is just being still, honestly. Even in prayer, be still. Close your eyes and go inward. Go inward within yourself and communicate with God. Communicate with God, and it can be enlightening as well. Prayer can be I've had enlightening experiences with prayer. I have. I think I made a couple videos a long time ago, a couple months ago, about it. But one thing you just need to remember about prayer is that you shouldn't beg. Do not beg. You're not a beggar. You need to communicate. Don't beg, communicate. And if meditation, however you choose to do it, is the right way. So don't think there's ever a right way. Your thing could be listening to music, meditating on music, or meditating on a thought, meditating on Jesus Christ, meditating on whatever you believe in. All you need is an object of meditation, and you either let your thoughts run wild, run free until you can't think any more thoughts, or you let the thoughts come and then focus back on your meditative object. Just choose however you want to do it. Whatever you do is right. Whatever you choose to do is right, sorry. And there's no, oh, I can't focus properly. Like, honestly, just do it for 1 minute a day. 1 minute a day, 30 seconds, 2 minutes a day. Let it stack, because it's all about stacking up. It's not about, I'm going to start floating and levitating and on the second day. No. It's not that. Honestly, I've only been meditating for, let's say, about 50 days. 50. Yeah, about 50 days. But I've been praying my whole entire life, you know? I've been praying my whole entire life. But I've been meditating for 50 days. Just hope you gain something from that insight, and I'm grateful that you've listened up to this point as well. I'm grateful you listened up to this point. And I pray for you that you find self-love as well. If you don't love yourself, and if you do love yourself, then well done to yourself. Well done. Pat yourself on the back or something. Yeah. I'll get my Balkan guide in the description. Join our community in the description too. It's for free. And if you want to talk about, if you want maybe further insight into meditation, prayer, how to pray, how to connect with God, or just any advice in general about the world problems, then my Instagram is also in the description, or you can just join the community server and hit me up there. Yeah, stay blessed, guys.